Femme House fam, what's happening? It is her mix a lot. Happy New Year. This is my first episode of the new year. I'm not really sure when it airs. I know it'll be January. I think it's January right now. There's a lot going on. I don't know. I am here with Nashirah, DJ since 2015. Not to get in that producer bag. I'm going to let her explain everything else. Nashirah, tell me about your superhero origin story, and also thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So I started DJing in 2015, fresh out of high school. I was always like burning CDs, making CDs for house parties and stuff since I was like 10. But I started DJing my high school's fashion show. But I wasn't really a DJ. I was just putting tracks together for the fashion show. And on the day of the fashion show, I was just playing the music. And ironically, the theme for the fashion show was like international. So after I was just pressing stop and play, but I was preparing the tracks all semester long. But I'm playing like stop, play, stop. And then people start coming up to me asking me for a business card, like I was a DJ.
Right.
So at that point, I didn't know what I was doing, like graduating high school. I didn't know what I was going to do after high school. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to just be a DJ. Let me go get some equipment. I went on Downs, did a little payment plan, and then I started my DJ career.
That's so tight because I mean, like that to me, that says that you're like a true selector, like first, you know what I mean? It's just like, and I always tell people when they're starting their DJ journey, the least of one's worries with that to me is like learning how to use the equipment and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
any moron can watch a YouTube university, video and learn how to work a controller or some decks
exactly how I
in an
started.
hour or two. Um, but you got to be a selector. You got to have taste. You got to have a curatorial ear. You have
Yeah.
to develop your own curatorial ear for what you like, and how to put it together. So shout out to LimeWire for that, for helping you crate dig in the digital era, and putting your taste level together.
Yeah. Shout out to LimeWire. Rest in peace.
So you say your high school had a theme for one of the events called International, and you've got a brand yourself, International Bounce. I just asked you. I got to tell everybody this now that we're on air because I thought it was so crazy. I was like, so Chad, I'm talking to Nashira, right? And I'm like, is there anything you want me to focus on? Because we're going to talk for like 10, 15 minutes, but only 2, 3 minutes of this is going to end up on air. And she goes, no, not really. I don't have nothing crazy going on. And then I'm going through my notes, right? I'm going through my notes. And I see International Bounce Tour starting in Jamaica, January 23rd.
Chad, I'm trying. It's still listen. That's really like one of the few dates I have. So it's still in the works. I
That's
mean,
a big deal. And it's in 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely God telling me to do it because it was like real quick and it just fell in my lap. So yeah, I'm excited.
You've got two platforms. You've got two sort of like collectives, Beats and Babes and International Bounce. Tell me, like, how did those come about? Like, how, to me, I think of, when I think of a party, I think of a collective. I think of community, right? And like everything we do at Femme House is obviously rooted in community. So I'm always really curious about other DJs and other producers, in their little pockets of the world and how they come together. Tell me about the sort of the germinating seeds of Beats and Babes and International Bounce.
Okay, so Beats and Babes came about because I kind of wasn't liking the way guys were kind of gatekeeping everything when it came to DJing and parties and then them like saying, "Oh, like she got this gig because she's a girl." Like we was in that time. Now it's because that probably was like maybe 2017 or 2018. So it was just like they were definitely trying to play us a little bit, like the girls. And then I realized I'm like, but it's so crazy because aside from like, the hip hop and the MCing at the hookah bars, the girl DJs were really better than the guys. Like as far as taste, and we were really having like an actual good time. And like the girls, like in Philly, the girls they play a much wider range of music than the guys. I mean, it's always been like that. So I just came up with Beats and Babes, which is a platform highlighting like women in entertainment. So I haven't had one since I think last year, so we're relaunching that. But um, we'll have a female DJ, well, multiple female DJs for the event, every event, and it's everyone's welcome, but it is majority woman there. So, and then it'll be like a woman doing like different genres, like so a dance hall DJ, a house DJ, a hip hop DJ, and it's really cute.
That sounds cute. I feel you about like sort of like the audacity men to gatekeep and then not even be like hitting like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about my favorite artists that have come out of Philly in the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years. And it's all the dolls, it's Bianca and Riva. Bianca booked you for this. So she works for our radio team now. And I'm thinking of Heavenly. I'm thinking of Val Fleury. Hey, girlies. Shout out to y'all.
Oh,
Miss you guys. Miss you girls. So I think it's great that, we create the things that we need and the things that we know we should have. And
yeah.
I just think it's such a testament to the power of community, especially as dance creators, especially as party people, right? Like creating these safe spaces, creating these equitable forms of this thing that we love. I fuck with you for your reclamation of that, for starting, something for the girls.
Exactly, exactly. That was the first thing I had to do. I probably started that I had to be like 19 starting that. So I'm definitely
19.
yeah. That was
That's incredible.
my first party ever, my little baby.
I feel that. So how is that sort of how is that different than international bounce? And like I imagine that they're both very mission driven in their own way, and I imagine that one can't help but influence the other because you're at the nucleus of both. Um, but how is that sort of like grown, even as it remains its own thing, into international bounce?
I feel like international bounce. Oh my gosh! So international bounce has grown way more than Beats and Babes. Beats and Babes is still my little baby. I've been like taking breaks with her, but I'm not playing about her in 2025. But international bounce is totally different because I came up with international bounce because I feel like I was having like sort of a identity crisis with like with where I'm from. So like my father's side is from Sierra Leone, and well his great granddad, and I never met him, but like I would look at like, my dad and stuff, and it's just like I was confused. Like, okay, so yeah, I'm African, but I don't really know anything about my roots. And then, on my mom's side, like my grandmother's um, husband was Jamaican and he raised me. So it's like, okay, I'm African, and then I get like raised by a Jamaican man. Musically influenced by a Jamaican man.
And also, you a Philly girl down. Anybody can listen.
Really, girl.
You got the whole diaspora in there fighting it out.
Yeah, I think I'd start getting like really confused. Like, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm, I know I'm not the only, because I still consider myself like Black American, African American. And I'm like, I know that I'm not the only Black girl who's like really confused about her roots. Black girl, like black men. Like, so that's why I created International Bounce, to just, allow people to learn about different cultures of the African diaspora and connect with different cultures, because I mean it's like a thing now, and I'm so happy there are many parties like this. But when I started International Bounce, it was very hard to get Africans in the same room with Jamaicans or like with
Sure.
Haitians. Everybody had their own spot that they went to.
Hmm.
Like, so that's why I created it. I just wanted to bring people together, learn about one another, and,
How have you seen that sort of change the the idea of your own identities and your own intersections? Like, how has that impacted? Did you get what you were looking for? Like, did you find what you were looking for? Are you less confused right now? Have you noticed that have an impact not just on you but other folks too?
I think as I started, like, so when I did that, I really, really started having to be like really, really, really like digging into my crates with music. Like, I wasn't just trying to play surface level music. And then I noticed that like everything kind of connects. Like, every genre is connected, every culture is connected, every dance is connected. Like, within like black culture, it's all connected. So I'm just like, we literally are all the same people, and it just derives from one place, which is Africa. So it definitely made me feel more, you know in the know of where we come from.
That's so cool when you think about sort of this idea that um, like this idea of connectedness and this idea that we are all connected because all of our cultures are connected, even if we don't know it, and how easy that is to understand tangibly when you have music. You know what I mean? When you realize like every four count in a black song is the same, whether
Yeah.
that song comes from South Africa or Philadelphia or is a Jersey club song or a Baltimore dance song. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there are certain rhythms and just like soul ties that tie us together as a people. Um, that's really tight. That's a really powerful um, educator. You know, like
Mm,
that's what I say. Like the dance floor is like a school and a church. It's a really
absolutely.
it's just like there is nothing more powerful I think than music.
I wanted
So
to say that. I was like, oh, I don't
yeah.
want to say that, but I wanted to say that it's crazy. Like, the vibrations, everything is so powerful.
Um, you're celebrating the fifth annual International Bounce Festival in Philly this summer. Can I come? You gonna send me
Of
an invitation?
course. Of course. We need you on it, actually.
um,
Yes.
Philly is like you're a Philly girl down. You just talked about your African roots, your Jamaican roots, but you are a Philly girly. There's a mural of you in Philadelphia, yeah?
Yeah, that was a shocker for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Where is it at?
It's at Fifth and Cecil B. Moore. They had hit me up. Like, I feel like Philly is like the mural mecca. Like, we have
Hmm.
murals everywhere. So mural arts and Tame Arts hit me up like, hey, like, we want to do a mural of you, like right across from Jazzy Jeff. I was like, what?
Right
Like,
across from Jazzy
huh?
Jeff.
My mom was like, I don't think you understand, because I don't know. In my head, they're talking, and in my head, I'm like, oh, it's going to be like small somewhere, like whatever. Like, that's nice. Like, I'm so thankful. And then I go there the next morning, and I just see my face so big on the wall. I'm just like, whoa. So yeah, like, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell chat like about the culture in Philly, like the musical culture, the community culture. Tell us about. It's obviously, it's written all over your face, right? Like it's just you're living and breathing. You're Philly personified. Like tell us about how that culture has like held you and shaped you into the DJ and creator that you are.
Um, I think Philly is a very unique place, very gritty, of course. And I feel like the best DJs come out of Philly. I'm not gonna lie, like I've been a lot of places, but Philly is just like even the worst DJ is a really good DJ. Like, so I feel like it's a melting pot of a lot of different genres. You can pretty much play what you want and have fun. Like I also realized that as I've been traveling more, not everybody be dancing at these clubs. Oh my gosh! Like as I start getting booked in more cities, I'm like, am I doing something wrong? Like, oh
I
my
know
gosh,
it's
I'm on
crazy.
my set. But I realized no, Philly is just a dancing city, like a dancing ass city, and I'm proud to be from there. We you can literally play everything, but our main thing is really club music. It's club music, and thank goodness it's been coming back like within the like past 2 years, whatever. It's been coming back, but that's our thing. Philly club, Jersey club, Baltimore club. We like a lot of dance hall. The Afro beats is popping now. So I feel like Philly is just a fun city. You can play whatever you want and people are really receptive to it. So
What can the chat expect from your mix?
um expect some club, of course some international things, duh. And maybe a little bit of house, I think. Yeah, we're gonna get cute with that. So I'm gonna give y'all some dance vibes for sure. Something
That's good.
yeah, something you can dance to. You can put it on when you're getting ready for the club with the girls. Something cute like that. Very cute. Very cutesy.
I was hoping that you would quote that because if you weren't going to quote it, then I was going to quote it. So I'm glad
Period.
that. You were telling me before we hit record, like you're trying to dip into your producer's bag. Um, Tell me about that. I know you have a single drop in this spring, and you're planning an EP and stuff like that. Like, what's your identity as a producer? What led you to transition from DJ to producer?
I feel like before the stems and all of that, popped off, I was always finding like a way to do like edits and like kind of blend genres together and stuff like that. So I just feel like, I felt like it was time for me to actually make my own sounds meshing these genres together. Like, why not? And I am from Philly, so it's going to be like a lot of club music. I've been on like a few vocals with club songs and stuff, so I feel like why not? It's time. It's time to create my own stuff and just take that step and see what I can make and you know give to the world.
Yeah, I talk about this a lot with sort of like DJ turned producers. I think a lot producing is a lot harder, obviously.
Yeah.
I think the learning curve is so much easier when you're a DJ and you've been a DJ for a long time because first of all, you have all this sonic intake already because you're just constantly listening to music, reimagining it, putting it with other things, stripping parts to put with other things. Like you're already creating and producing with someone else's sounds. And once you get that down, the other stuff, um, it's gravy.
Yeah, that's what they always say. Like it's easier to be a DJ than producer than a producer than DJing. Because I be looking at producers when they try to be a DJ, like, all this nerdy stuff. Why are you struggling DJing? Like
Yeah.
I'm so confused. But they like it's not the same. But when I was start looking at a doll for the first time, my brain just could not connect the dots. So yeah, I got my little
What
studio.
DAW do you use?
I got my so Serato Studio for
Mm.
now, and now I'm trying to figure out how to like really use Logic because I've been struggling with Logic too, but I'm trying to figure out how to like use the both of them.
We're gonna get you an Ableton license. That's what we're gonna do. You gotta
Oh,
be an A. You need to be an Ableton girly.
I keep
Ableton
hearing
girly.
that, but I'm so scared of Ableton. Like I'd be in the
Don't
studio.
be scared of Ableton. We built our entire Femme House platform on Ableton because that's how easy it is to
Are you
use.
serious?
Yeah, we started out 5 years ago. Femme House started 5 years ago, giving Ableton classes to like 10 women at a time.
Nah, I need that.
I
Do
got you.
you virtual
Mm-hmm.
classes? Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's something in my brain that just don't really connect with Ableton, but everybody's like, ditch Logic, don't use FL, Ableton, and I'm like,
Chat, you just witnessed history. We about to turn Nashirah into a super Ableton certified user. Check back here in 6 months.
okay, 6 months.
Before we part ways, I would like to ask you a question. I ask it of everybody that I have a chat with that I find interesting. Obviously, I think you're very interesting. If you're sitting down with young Nashirah before she starts like getting in trouble with LimeWire and making mixed CDs and doing all the precocious things that led her here to talk to me today, what do you say to her to keep her going, to make sure she keeps putting one foot in front of the other, to turn into the international bouncing DJ, soon to be producing superpower?
You know what I will say, and I think this has been something today I was thinking about is don't listen to people. Just do you, and you know, tunnel vision. Like your vision is your vision. Don't listen to what other people have to say because they don't have the same type of vision that you do. So follow the vision that God gave you, and you'll be where you need to be.
You heard it here first, chat. Tunnel's vision on what you got going on, all 2025 and moving forward. Nashirah, we are so blessed to have talked to you, to support you. Thank you for all that you do, not just in Philly, but around the world, in Jamaica, in a couple of weeks, et cetera, et cetera. Um, it's been a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much.
Femme House fam, I'll see you next time. It's her miss a lot. Peace.